Ethical enumeration in networking, how it works, pros and cons for penetration testing. Imagine you're a professional hacker, not one who breaks the law, but one who works to protect systems and networks. You have all the tools at your disposal, and you're faced with a task, discovering hidden information that could lead to vulnerabilities. How do you do it? That's where enumeration comes into play. In this video, we'll break down ethical enumeration in networking, how it works, its pros and cons, and how penetration testers can use it responsibly. But before we dive into all the details, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell. This ensures you don't miss out on future cybersecurity tips and deep dives into penetration testing. Let's get started. What is enumeration in networking? In the world of networking and cybersecurity, enumeration is one of the first steps in the reconnaissance phase of penetration testing. It's the process of actively connecting to a system and gathering information about its services, users, shares, and other network resources. Enumeration allows an ethical hacker or penetration tester to discover valuable insights about the target network that may otherwise be hidden from plain view. Unlike passive scanning, which only gathers information without making direct contact with the target, enumeration involves actively interacting with the system. This might include trying to log into open services, looking for shared folders or network drives, or attempting to gather information from poorly configured protocols. Penetration testers use enumeration as part of their ethical hacking toolkit, ensuring that they gather information that could be exploited in real-world attacks, but ethically, for the purpose of securing and improving network defenses. How enumeration works in networking. To understand how enumeration works, we need to break down its steps. Here's how ethical hackers typically perform enumeration during a penetration test. 1. Identify live hosts. The first step is to identify which machines on the network are active and accessible. This can be done through methods like ping sweeps or network discovery tools like Nmap. Once live hosts are identified, penetration testers can focus their attention on these systems. 2. Service and port scanning. After identifying live hosts, the next step is to scan for open ports and active services. Different ports represent different types of services, e.g., HTTP, FTP, SSH. Tools like Nmap or Nessus can help gather this information, which is crucial for understanding what services the target is running and which might be vulnerable. 3. Gathering detailed information. Once the services are identified, enumeration goes deeper. Penetration testers try to extract details such as usernames and account information. Many services, like SMB or email servers, may leak information about valid usernames. Network shares and drives. Testing for accessible file shares can reveal sensitive data. Service banners and version numbers. These details can help determine if the services are outdated or vulnerable to known exploits. Operating system information. Identifying the target's OS helps the tester craft more specific attack strategies. 4. Testing vulnerabilities. With this information in hand, the next step is often to test whether these identified services, ports, or accounts are vulnerable to known exploits. However, enumeration itself does not involve exploitation, it's purely about information gathering. The ethical hacker uses the data collected to craft potential attack strategies while ensuring they operate within the legal boundaries of their contract. Pros of enumeration in penetration testing. Now that we understand what enumeration is and how it works, let's explore the benefits it offers to penetration testers. 1. Crucial early insights. Enumeration provides early insight into how a network is structured and what resources are accessible. This is vital for crafting a strategic penetration test that targets the most critical vulnerabilities. 2. Helps identify misconfigurations. Many vulnerabilities arise from simple misconfigurations, services running with unnecessary privileges, outdated software, or accessible network shares. Enumeration highlights these potential weak spots early in the process. 3. Discovery of hidden attack vectors. Enumeration often reveals hidden attack vectors, like forgotten or poorly secured services, that would otherwise go unnoticed. By knowing what's running on a network, penetration testers can develop more comprehensive strategies to secure it. 4. Support for exploit selection. Enumeration helps testers determine which vulnerabilities or services may be exploitable. With the right information, they can use targeted exploits rather than running unnecessary tests, which can be inefficient and time-consuming. Cons of enumeration in penetration testing. However, enumeration is not without its challenges. Here are some drawbacks penetration testers should keep in mind. 1. Detection by intrusion detection systems, IDS. Since enumeration is an active process, it can often be detected by network defenses like IDS or intrusion prevention systems, IPS. This means that ethical hackers need to balance thoroughness with stealth, especially if the target network is well secured. 2. Potential legal risks. Enumeration, if done outside the scope of a penetration test or without proper permissions, could violate legal regulations. It's essential that penetration testers work within the guidelines of their contract and always obtain explicit permission before conducting tests. 3. Time-consuming. In large networks, enumeration can become time-consuming. Scanning hundreds or thousands of hosts for detailed information requires processing power, bandwidth, and patience. Automation tools can help, but they also need careful management to avoid overwhelming the network. 4. Possibility of misleading data. Sometimes, the information gathered through enumeration can be incomplete or misleading. For example, a service might appear vulnerable based on its version number, but it may have been patched with a backported security fix. Penetration testers need to be careful not to rely solely on enumeration data without verifying it further. How to use enumeration responsibly. Given these pros and cons, how should penetration testers use enumeration ethically and responsibly? 1. Always get proper authorization. Before starting any penetration test, ensure you have explicit, written permission to test the target network. This includes documenting the scope of your enumeration activities. 2. Be aware of network impact. Be mindful that active enumeration can have a slight impact on network performance, especially if you are scanning multiple hosts or services. Use caution when scanning sensitive systems to avoid triggering IDS or affecting services. 3. Document findings thoroughly. Enumeration can reveal a lot of valuable information. Make sure to document your findings in detail, including any services, user accounts, or potential vulnerabilities you discover. This documentation is critical for preparing a comprehensive penetration testing report. 4. Respect confidentiality. Any sensitive information uncovered during enumeration, such as usernames, account information, or access to network shares, should be treated with the utmost confidentiality. Never exploit or misuse the data beyond the scope of the test. Enumeration is a powerful tool in the penetration tester's arsenal, offering detailed insights into a network's services, users, and potential vulnerabilities. But with great power comes great responsibility. When used ethically and with proper authorization, enumeration helps identify weaknesses that can be addressed before they become security threats. If you found this deep dive into enumeration informative, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos on penetration testing and ethical hacking. Let's keep improving the security of networks everywhere, one step at a time. See you in the next video.